PACC921d. So, I guess I want to turn the time to, Dennis not here. Nathan, do you, have an opening comment, or turn the time to either, Sissy's not here, or then Brad? Anyway, someone, let's get started.
Mr. Mayor and Council, this memo follows up a council appointment to Councilmember Brooke and Councilmember Gase to be on a subcommittee that would be tasked with drafting a notification to citizens about the August 2nd decision that was made by council relative to fluoride. At this point, a draft statement is provided for you in your packet on page I-1, and for council's consideration tonight, council should first decide whether or not to distribute that statement. Secondly, council should choose one or more of the 5 options that have been provided for distribution of that statement.
Well,
I didn't participate with Councilman Brooke and Gates.
I misspoke, I didn't mean to say.
I know. But I was involved.
Councilmember Collins, could you turn your mic on?
Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
Speak to the
I was
mic.
involved in some discussions on this matter, and what I'd like to say is that I keep getting a lot of both pro-fluoride and anti-fluoride people talking to me about not knowing whether or not the city is continued or not continued, or when it continued, or when it didn't continue fluoridation. And so I think this is a general public information notice that would help people to understand what the current situation is, and I strongly support sending this out. I'm open to the expense of what the council feels is appropriate.
I'd like to make a suggestion, and something I've considered thinking that as we approach this agenda. I wonder if we might invite you, each of you, council, I could start with Brad. It would be to poll you. You've had an opportunity, I hope, each of you, to read our packet of information, and there were 5 distribution options for communicating the message to the public on this matter. And if I could invite you to consider, each of you individually, say if you have come to a choice, one or more, or a blend of 1 through 5 of how we might make this distribution occur, might expedite the discussion a little bit. Brad, do you have a?
Sure. I think at the minimum we need to do 1 and 2, which have no significant cost. And I would actually choose to do 3, 4, or 5. Obviously, you do 5, you don't need to do 3 and 4. If you do 3 or 4, you probably could stop with 1 of those. But at a minimum, let's do 1 and 2. It's pretty easy to miss the statement in the utility bill unless you do number 3. But so I would encourage us to at least spend the $975 if it's an issue about spending $2,100 or $3,800. I kind of favor item 5 since people are affected who receive city water. So it seems fair to let everyone know.
Mr. Witter, do you have a preference of the options? Which might be your choice?
Yeah, I'd like to ask staff, when someone new moves to town, do we hand them a card that says it's fluoride, it contains X amount of parts per million? What do we give to folks new to town explaining about fluoride in our water?
We do not provide anything.
Okay.
I do believe that the annual reports that the Public Works puts out from time to time about the water system do include information about fluoride. It's not, a specific notice to a new resident, but they can find that information out in a quarterly report or something like that.
Through a public document search. what we're talking about looks to me like Mr. Collins is actually sending them mailbox-specific printed information at a cost of the city. I've got a problem with what this is costing the city. I'm gonna just comment short, and I'll say, I believe we should do an announcement on the city website and Public Works Facebook page, and a statement message printed directly on utility bill. There is no cost involved for either one of those, and I would simply call it good enough. I do agree with the printed statement. For actually members of the audience that are here, I'd like to read the statement that would go out to you as members of our utility, getting your bills. So on August 2nd, 2016, the Port Angeles Water Utility stopped adding fluoride to the city's drinking water as directed by the City Council. Fluoridation will be suspended until the question is placed on the city ballot in November of 2017. Individuals and families should consult their dentist or primary care provider to discuss their dental health and their specific fluoride needs. This notice affects all customers of the Port Angeles Water Utility. Again, I approve of that message. Mr. Gase, I believe you worked on that with Councilmember Brooke. Thank you very much for putting some time in on that. But again, I don't see this cost. We're not printing out anything for our new customers. I'll probably bet a nickel to a dollar that when we put that in the water 11 years ago, 10 years ago, that we didn't send out a notice then that we're gonna now add that as another ingredient to our water system. So I don't see where this money's gonna come from to do this. I don't think, if it could come out of the general fund, that would be one thing. I don't know about the utility fund. If it comes out of the utility fund, then it costs all the utility payers. So I just don't see where we need to spend the money on this, folks.
Mr. Gates, do you have a reference of any one of those marks?
Yes, I wanted to let everybody know and just to verify with the council that Councilmember Brooke and I did meet with Dr. Frank, the Columbus County Public Health Officer, to formulate the statement. One specific instruction to Dr. Frank was that this statement could not be political in any way, not for or against fluoride in any way whatsoever, strictly an information note. When we added fluoride, we told everybody we were adding fluoride. When we raised utility bills, we told everybody, so it's just another form of transparency so people know what we're doing. I agree with Councilmember Whittam that I don't want to spend any money on this. I think putting the announcement on the website, Facebook page, and on the utility bill notice, I think covers at least the intent of full disclosure, and we could document that very easily in case somebody came back with some concerns about the fact that you didn't tell us. So they would be considered full.
Deputy Mayor Kidd.
I favor 1 and 2.
Okay, thank you. Councilmember Murray.
I favor 1 and 2, and I also ask the feasibility to have the PUD inform the rural customers that use our water about that. That's water that we happen to be providing, but they're purchasing it from the PUD. So I would support 1 and 2, no extra cost on this.
To the question of wire distribution here, Mr. Meredith is recommending, would there be an additional cost?
No, for the PUD to put it in their, same type of deal as ours in the information.
I understand, and I agree with you. I think that we should encourage the PUD to do it if we are going to do it. I agree. And I'm fully okay with the no-cost approach. It's hard for me to believe actually that the people that are concerned about fluoride or not fluoride don't know. I think they're pretty well informed.
Now, I think we have a clear consensus here, so thank you. That really does expedite the conversation. Is there a similar consensus on the statement itself? I want to make sure that we agree that this is what we're gonna, that generally feeling good about the statement.
Yes.
Majority of the council, yeah.
I support the statement. I know that there was some discussion between Sissy and Dan and Dr. Frank, and some words were chosen that were less, created less excitement. And so I think it's, I think it's, the statement stands for itself. I support it as well.
Okay,
Would you like a motion, Mr. Mayor?
well, and I know Stan's, to move forward, I think we have some consensus there. A motion would be in order, I think.
So I would make the motion that we approve the distribution of the statement provided on the bottom of page, is it I-1 or L-1? I-1. And opt for distribution options number 1 and 2 at no cost.
Second that.
The motion has been made and seconded, as heard, and, further discussion?
I would ask, Councilmember Gase, that we amend that motion to promote Clallam County PUD to also send our message on. Would you
Yeah,
be
that would be
able to
fine to also,
that takes
make
care
a
of
motion to Clallam County PD, encourage them to promote a similar message.
Yeah, motion, great. The motion maker and the second, agree with that?
Yes.
All right, thank you. The motion is before us to, as stated and amended. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, any? Thank you very much. And that gives you direction?
It does, Mr. Mayor, thank you.